All right, so tonight we have started, well, we're continuing with two-step equations, but our major focus for tonight is not only solving, but we want to make sure we can build those two-step equations, okay? So our equation is kind of given to us in a story problem, and our job is to build it, and then once we get it built, to go ahead and solve for whatever the problem is asking us to find. 331 students went on a field trip, 6 buses were filled, and 7 students traveled in cars. How many students were there in each bus? Okay, so remember a couple things from class today. Number one, when we build an equation, all right, we're going to have a variable in there somewhere, so we need to make sure we define that. And then number two, when it comes to building an equation, okay, what we need to remember is we've got an equal sign in there, and then on one side of that equal sign, we need to have our problem, and then on the other side of that equal sign, all right, we need to have what we're going to use as the answer. So those are a couple steps we need to keep in mind when it comes to building this thing. So for number one, how many students were in each bus? Again, when it comes to choosing a variable, lots of choices. We'll just go with S for your students. All right. So, just going to start with my equal sign. We need an answer. We have 331 kids on the field trip. Going to be a good total. So we'll start with that. 6 buses were filled. So that means we have 6 sets of students plus the 7 kids in the car. All right, and 7 students in the cars. So now we've built our equation. 6 sets of students plus the cars. So now that we've got it set up, now we can go ahead and jump in and start to solve. Like terms first. Remembering we want to move away from our variable. So like terms, subtract 7 from both sides. Start with our like terms. Apply your rule to both sides. So that leaves us with 6 s's in front of the equal sign, 224 after the equal sign. Divide both sides by 6. S equals 30. Yep, Mr. Wolf's drawing a blank. 224 divided by 6. Yeah, why am I drawing a blank? 224 divided by 6. 4, 7. So we get 37. So there were approximately, all right, 37 students on each bus. Okay. So again, the focus is on building it, and then once we build it, we can fall back into using our algebra rules and our equation rules that we've had in class. Okay. Another one, look at a second one here. Number 4, we'll go ahead and look at another one. The sum of 3 consecutive even numbers is 48. What's the smallest of these? What would be the smallest of these numbers? So again, 3 consecutive even numbers, and we don't know anything about them. So if we would want to tackle that problem, okay, the first even number, we could just let it be x, because we don't know what it is. So we'll just set it equal to x. So that would be the first even. And then the next one, all right, if this is how do you get to the next even number? We just add 2. So the first even number plus 2. And then the third one means we have to add 2 more. So we would go up to x plus 4. So it's telling us if we add all 3 of these together, x plus 2 plus x plus 4, we should get an answer of 48. Okay, So the setup on this one's a little tricky. We just got to think about how do we go. Consecutive means in a row. So we have to think about how do we go from 3 even numbers in a row. 4 to 6 to 8. We added 2 and then we added 4. Alright. So that would be 1, 2, 3x plus 2 and 4 makes 6. Combining our like terms is what we just did there. 1x, 2x, 3x, and 2 plus 4. Now we have our traditional two-step equation. We're going to do the inverse. Subtract 6 from both sides. Divide both sides by 3. X equals 14. So what's the smallest number? X equals 14, so our smallest number is 14. And if we wanted to check, well, that means our first even number was 14, then 16, and then 18, 10, 18, carry the 1, we get 48. So there you go. All right, do the best you can on your setup tonight, and as always, if you have any questions, bring them to class tomorrow. Have a good night.